Hi, welcome back to the Mindful Movement community. Nicki, Noftz, Pilates instructor and owner of Mindful Movement. I've been getting tons of questions lately about wrists. So people having carpal tunnel, tight wrists after a day on the computer, just limited motion, range of motion in the wrist. So we want to keep those wrists healthy because range of motion problems are going to affect not just only our wrists, but it will affect the entire arm all the way up into the shoulders many times when we start getting limited ranges of motion. So Joseph Pilates, being the brilliant man that he is, has basically created a piece of equipment for everything that we can work all the different various muscles. What he did is he basically found ailments or where the body could go, and then he created either a piece of equipment or exercise that would work with it. So he created what's called the bean bag. This bean bag is pretty easy to make. You don't need to go to a manufacturer and buy this because it'll only cost you a couple bucks to make it yourself. So what you want to do is you just want to get kind of a round rod, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet maybe, right around there. And I used a closet rod, just kind of cut a piece off of it. Something that you can grab around with both hands, pretty sturdy. You don't want it too small, but you don't want it too big either. You then just go and you drill a hole right on through, and you attach a string, a small rope, right into it. You want to do about 6 feet, although you could do less, you could do a little bit more depending on what you want to do. And then you want to get yourself a bag. You can do something where you can create a clasp, putting through this. I like the idea of being able to create different weights. So you could do this just with the rod. You also could play with different weights here. So to do that, I've just taken beans and I've put them in Ziploc bags. This is each a pound, but you could play with a pound each, or you could measure out your beans to about 1/2 pound and do whatever weight you feel you want to work with. 2 pounds is probably a good weight. You don't want to really go too much more than that for what we're doing, but that will work perfectly fine if you want to go a little bit less than that. So I've just kind of tied this off here and I keep it that way so I can change the weights out depending on who needs to do a little bit less weight, a little bit more weight. And we just kind of get a nice little knot so it doesn't come undone. And we are ready to rock and roll. So this is going to strengthen your wrists as well as build flexibility in the wrist. So all we do is we go ahead and we place our hands out at shoulder height. You don't want them below, you don't want them too high, but right at shoulder height, and you're trying to keep them there. We also don't want to be lifting our shoulders up, especially as it starts to get tiring. We want to pull those down nice and relaxed. So we're going to go ahead and roll through the entire wrist. So you reach around and roll. Reach around and roll. And as you do this, you're going to start to feel the wrist working. You're going to start to feel some maybe little burnings going on into the forearm because we are working that forearm as much as we are working the wrist and the hand. You also might start to feel that your shoulders will get a little fatigued. So you'll want to go ahead and just keep relaxing those shoulders, especially as we start to get a little bit more weight on this. You can go as fast or as slow, but the key is that you want to roll through this so that we can create balance through that wrist. We're not trying to overstrain the wrist, but just work it in a healthy way. So here's when it starts to get a little bit tough as that bag picks up, as we roll it all the way. Now if you needed to, if you found that it was getting very fatigued, you could go ahead and have started rolling back the other way at any point. But your goal is to roll it all the way up, and then we roll all the way back down. Again, moving through that entire wrist, making sure you keep those arms and shoulders relaxed, especially after you've got that weight lifted. It gets a little bit tiring, and you're going to just move all the way through. This is also a great exercise to use if you have tennis elbow, if you've got some elbow issues that are going on. This as well is going to strengthen and stretch the muscles around the elbow to help ease that a little bit. So it's got multiple uses outside of just the wrist. And you just unroll. So this is a great little exercise, great little thing you can create yourself for a few bucks that can help with your carpal tunnel, give you more strength and flexibility in your wrist, your forearm, and even help your shoulders. So if you have any questions, please contact me at Nicki, Nicki, at Mindful Movement LLC. and I look forward to sharing some more information about wrists with you in the future. Thank you.